Today we're going to talk about how to optimize your blog post. My name is Kevin from the Online Visibility Agency, and in this video we're going to explore a bit more about how to properly optimize a blog post. And some of the people watching this may be a little bit surprised at what's going to be coming up in this video. So I'm sure you're thinking this is going to be very technical, this is going to be very difficult, and it's going to be far above what you're able to do. And that's exactly where you're going to be wrong. So for the basics and the starting point to optimize any blog post, we know that there's two components. There's a headline and then there's a body of content. So that's the basic format of it. So the first thing we need to do to optimize our blog post is to make sure that our headline is recognizable to the people we want to read it. So they've got to be able to look at that post and instantly recognize the reason as to why they would want to engage with it, read on, go further down into that post and find out what it is that is actually being talked about. And that's really important. Remember, we don't have long to capture someone's attention. And if we stuff a headline full of keywords, you may think that this is going to do you lots of favors because the search engines are going to serve it up. You're absolutely wrong. What it's going to do is people are going to read it and skirt over it no matter what placement it has in the search engines, because they can't recognize themselves as in you're talking directly to them in that piece of content. So that's the very first point. The second point, and this is sort of where it becomes a bit more intense and we need to really consider this. We talk a lot about the quality of the content, that we write for the human being first. We write without overly complicating the industry terms that we're using within this. And this needs to be considered when we're optimizing our actual content. Now, without getting into the technical side, let's look at the basic side of this first. So the content needs to meet the needs of the audience. What that means is if you write a blog post on struggling with your SEO, here's 5 tips that will get you started as a small business owner. It's a pretty good title. I just made it up. People who look at it, they go, yeah, all right, actually, I am struggling a bit. I don't really know where to start. I've got a small business. Let's have a read. It's 5 things. It ain't going to take that long. If I then go on and I don't deliver what I've promised in that, as in the quality of the content isn't good enough, now, naturally, I'm going to be talking about SEO. I'm going to be talking about small businesses. It will be in the natural flow of the content that I create. If I decide not to do that and I stuff it with keywords to be found for other things, then immediately your person is going to jump off. They're not going to read it. All of the search places will understand that your bounce rate goes up. People are hitting your website, coming off your website because they don't like what you've written. It's not connecting. It's not optimized for your specific audience. And this is the key to it. We need to make sure, first and foremost, our content, our headline and body of content is optimized for the readers first. Now, that in no way means that we neglect the technical side of SEO, but if we're looking to start at the very beginning, most people start at the end and they go, well, I've done all of this stuff and I'm now going to use one of these fancy schmancy plugins and it's going to give me all these traffic lights and I'm going to make it all green and 95%, and you know what, it's going to absolutely nail my content and it will work. You're wrong, because if your content is letting you down and it's not optimized correctly for the topic and the people that are coming along, it doesn't matter what you do with your fancy plugin, it's not going to work. So optimize headline first, go on, optimize your content. Then you can look at using supporting tools to create naturally occurring optimization opportunities. What does that mean? I've just made that up, but it sounds great. So things like we can go in and make sure, if appropriate, we may be focusing on a specific keyword for that title, for that piece of content. If we need to change a word to make it fit better, but it still flows and is as meaningful as the other word, but it fits the criteria for what we're trying to optimize for, we can change it. Very subtle changes is what we're looking for. We're not looking for rewrite the whole thing because a plugin has told you to do it. The plugin doesn't care about you, doesn't care about your content. All it does is follow an algorithm that says, if you meet this criteria, we're going to give you a green tick or a green traffic light or something like that. That's not going to help you. And you know what? It's going to hack your reader off even more, because they'll just think, oh, they can't be bothered. It's very robotic. You know, they don't even know who I am. They're not even interested in me. So, and this is probably, I think, the most overlooked thing in any form of content marketing is people neglect the person they're actually trying to connect with. They just write for search engines and they make it so boring and so overly structured for search and for optimization that they forget, if by any miracle somebody decides to come and find your content, and maybe they just click on that headline because it's a half decent headline, but your content is naff because you've just optimized it too much, then they just go and it hasn't achieved its objective anyway. So what's the point in getting 1,000 people bouncing off your site every day and not reading it against maybe 20 people actually going, I found this, it's awesome, I'm on it and I'm going to use it? I'd prefer the 20, but it's completely up to you. So to start with, if it's your first time trying to optimize, 2 very basic things you can do right now. It's really easy to do. Look at your headline, make sure it meets the needs of the person searching. It covers what you need to in that headline, and it's optimized for that. And your body of content doesn't disappoint. Nail that to begin with, and then you can move on to the next stages of learning SEO for your small business. Have a great day. Remember, if you want to get more information on this, businessbloggingchange.com, come along. We've got a free training. It covers starting to look at SEO, but more importantly, actually blog posts, blog content, and types of blog posts you can implement in your business for free. 30 posts, 30 days, with all of the support that we give you as well, and an amazing community. If you're interested, let me know. Have a great day, everyone. See you on the next video.